How are you? How are you? Ah, lads, how are you? Not too bad, not too bad. Ah, little bit cold today. Rain is going, rain is pissing today, so stay at home, save lives. And today I want to talk about saving lives. Now government talks about saving lives. Everybody talk about saving lives, stay at home, saving lives, new normal. You have to wash your hands. You have to keep social distancing and stuff. You cannot go to the parties. You cannot go to cinema. You cannot go to theater. You cannot do anything unless you are a member of how they call it. This member of Irish Parliament, you can go play golf with the 80 people in one room and no problem. Have after party, drinking, chatting, hugging, kissing, and God knows what else happening in this society. They call this golf society. So yeah, and nobody talking about the fact that there is one big problem in Ireland, and these days this problem getting bigger and bigger, but nobody talking about it. And what is this problem? Problem is alcoholism. Oh, alcoholism, alcohol. Oh no, don't touch alcohol because it's a saying. Like people say, I like alcohol. I like sometimes. I like wine. I'm not an alcoholic. Yeah, sure, you're not alcoholic. You, and the thing is, you don't like alcohol. You are addicted to alcohol. Same like people like sweets. They are not like sweets. They like sweets actually because they are addicted to sweets. Sweets is addictive, and alcohol is addictive as well. Like all drugs, and alcohol is a drug. And some people think that, oh no, alcohol is not drug. You are wrong. Just go to Wikipedia and read about alcohol. You know, people be like, where you get that information? I says, I get from Google. I get from internet. You know, there's many web pages you can get many, all information you want. And people like, from internet. And I ask, where do you get information? From mainstream media, like RT and stuff like BBC? That's what you pass, or other small televisions? Like few my friends watching national Lithuanian national television, even though they living in Ireland for 20 years, they still watching the news from Lithuania every single day. I tell you what, I'm not watching the news nor Irish nor any news. I even don't have a TV. So back to the topic. It's a new normal saving lives. So meanwhile, when people try to saving lives by staying at home, staying 6 feet apart, not kissing, not shagging, not going to pubs and not going to churches and stuff, like 85% of people in Ireland consume alcohol. And these days, alcohol consumption is rising because there's only one of the few mechanisms to cope for the few people. No pubs, no socializing, so stay at home and drinking. So see how it sounds, drinking and injecting heroin and taking alcohol. In fact, alcohol kills twice as many people as does all illicit drugs combined, twice as many. But if we talk about drinking, oh, that's the fun. That's the fun. You don't understand nothing. That's the fun. What is the fun? To take a drugs and get both in your head. Oh, so there is a web page, alcoholireland.ie, a lot of interesting information. For example, that alcohol consumption in Ireland is almost stable between 1960 and 2001, rising from 4.9 liters of pure alcohol per person from 15-year-old to peak 14.3 liters, nearly three times, not including those people, young people who drinking under age of 15. This crisis pointed out about action to establish some control of excessive drinking, and in the years that follow it, with modest increases in exercise duty followed by a period of sustained economic recession, our wall of population consumption has fallen. Anyway, so in 2013, 3 deaths per day were alcohol related. And just a reminder, in the last month or 4 weeks or whatever, there are only a few people died from the COVID-19. Meanwhile, on average, three people dies from alcohol-related disease in Ireland. But alcohol you can buy in any shop from I don't know what time, from 10 to 10 o'clock. Even some shops selling for the delivery. Alcohol is responsible for 88 deaths every month in Ireland. That's over 1,000 deaths per year. Anyone cares? Is there a government priority to shut the business or close at least alcohol selling of licenses? No, even though 1,000 people dying per year. No, don't need to close the business, don't need to, lock down everyone, ban alcohol, just 1,000 people dying a year. 1 in 4 deaths of young men aged 15 to 39 in Ireland is due to alcohol. Well, we cannot do anything. Only 1 person in 4 aged between 15 and 39 dying from the alcohol. So, no problem. There is no problem. Continue selling alcohol. Voila. Alcohol is a factor of half of all suicides in Ireland. Alcohol is also involved in over a third of cases of deliberate self-harm, peaking around weekends and public holidays. So what that means, all those people who consuming alcohol get fucked in their head, start harming themselves, and then where they go? When they go to hospital. That's why hospitals are overcrowded. But stay at home, saving lives. Liver disease rates are increasing rapidly in Ireland, and the greatest level of increase is among 15 to 34-year-olds, who historically have been lowest rates of liver disease. So imagine you are a 15-year-old and you have already liver disease. What a beautiful life. Even 34-year-old, how long these people consuming alcohol? Like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years, and have already liver disease. But very good. But alcoholism is no problem. Corona is a problem. 900 people in Ireland are diagnosed with alcohol-related cancers, and around 500 people die from these diseases every year. 1 in 8 breast cancer are alcohol-related. 1 in 8. And I remember at work, I told few women that he was bragging about alcohol, drinking wine on the weekend, and I told them that 1 glass of wine increasing chance of of breast cancer by the something like 40%. It just laughed. Very funny, of course, very funny. Drink driving is a factor in 2/5 of all deaths on Irish roads. 1 in 2 pedestrians killed on roads had consumed alcohol. When you read something on the news about someone was hit, by the car, everybody, oh, rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace. But why these persons, even people get hit on the motorway, walking 1 o'clock nighttime on the motorway? How many cars passing on the motorway? Okay, M50 around the Dublin, maybe many cars passing at that time, but like M3, M4, I don't know, M2, M1. M1 may be busy, Dublin, Belfast, but still, I was going few times from Dublin on M3, and there's not many cars, like nighttime, 1 o'clock. Even though I seen many times, like going fishing in the morning, like 5 o'clock, when pubs were open. Last year, I was going fishing like 5 o'clock in the morning in October or September. Some drunk people, young people walking, with the t-shirts, staggering 5 o'clock in the morning. But that's no problem. That's no problem. You know why? Because alcohol is very handy for the government. When people get drunk, they not thinking about global issues. They thinking only get where to get more drink, And the next day they wake up with hangover, they feel like shit, thinking about another session of the drink. They don't give a shit about the politics, what's happening. And for the politicians, it's very handy. You know, they have an opportunity to do whatever they do, steal money from the public, get the brown envelopes because nobody asking them, because majority people consuming alcohol, consuming drugs, which is alcohol is a drug. It's hard to believe it, but if you want to get the truth, you have to go through all this process. I know it's not comfortable. 5 years ago I quit drinking, and it was not hard to me to quit drinking, but it took some courage, because I remember when I was 17-year-old, I started working in construction, and I went, during work there, some worker had a birthday, and he bring a bottle of vodka, and on the dinner time he took this vodka, and everybody was drinking at the time. And when my turn came, I said, sorry, I'm not drinking. I said, I'm not drinking. Sorry. Oh, and when you say you're not drinking, everybody start pushing on you. Oh, you're not the man, you're not drinking, and something like how you call this, foreman of the construction was sitting next to me, red faced, like proper alcoholic face, red faced, and he said, if you're not drinking, there is no place for you to work in construction. So after that pressure, I had no choice to drink this past few glasses of this vodka. I was only 17, but when I quit, I was 5 years ago 38. So I at this stage I was able to resist peer pressure, because You have to be, if you want to be yourself, you have to be alone. You cannot be yourself in a big crowd when someone pushing you. So continue reading about some facts. Alcohol significant contributory fact of many cases of child neglect and parental drinking has been identified as key child welfare issue. Very lovely childhood, isn't it? I grew up in that family when parents was drunk and I was playing under my bed with the cigarette butts playing. Yeah, very nice. Alcohol is a factor in many assaults, including sexual assault, rape and domestic violence, and manslaughter. Alcohol is a factor of vast majority of public order offenses. We have to make take, pay attention to this fact that alcohol is a vast majority of public order offenses. And there is another reason why alcohol is not banned, because all this legal system, starting from Gardaí, 10 judges, 10 attorneys, advocates, barristers, whatever you call them, they all profit from this. They all profit people going to court for the when they do a stupid thing when they drunk, and I reading on the local newspaper like Fermanagh Herald, for example, that some guy in Enniskillen, he's like a 24-year-old. He has have already 100 convictions. You can imagine every time he goes to court, and because he has no money, it give him a solicitor, how you call this, barrister. And who pays for this barrister? Of course, state. So for the more times this young lad going to court, the more times court get paid, more overtime, bigger bonus. And if all people imagine utopian world, all people quit today after watching my video, like billion of videos views watching my video, they say, oh well, let's quit drinking alcohol. What is Gardaí gonna do? What is policeman gonna do? What is even emergency service? They're gonna dance TikTok again. They have no jobs. All these lawyers and prisons, everything busted. So that's why state is selling alcohol. Very handy. And alcohol brings 60% of the re- of the revenue, VAT and excess duty. Yeah, Guinness very good for you. I only drinking water. Very good for you, water. Why nobody advertising that water is very healthy for you? Instead, people very proud to drink Guinness. Arthur Guinness, he was Irish. He invented this drink, Guinness. And now Guinness belongs to what? To British company Diageo, which is one of the biggest producers of the alcohol, like many other drinks. And where's your money goes when you buy Guinness? To this company. Every day, 1,500 beds in our overcrowded hospitals are occupied by the people with alcohol related problems. Once again, very actual these days. He said, flatten the curve. We have to flatten the curve, but we're selling alcohol in the shops, and there is 1,500 beds on average every single day. It's occupied by the alcohol problem. So if there was no alcohol, there would be 1,500 extra beds available for those with COVID-19. Alcohol-related discharges from hospital cost taxpayer 1.5 billion in 2012, which is equal €1 for every €10 spent on public health. So 10% of the all money is spent on the public health goes to treat alcohol-related issues, health issues. Wow, eye-opening, isn't it? There is strong belief, 85% among Irish people, that the current level of alcohol consumption in Ireland is too high. As general perception, 73% of the Irish society tolerates high levels of alcohol consumption. Sometimes some people proud that they can drink 20 pints of Guinness in one session and can drink driving home. Of those who know someone who drinks too much, 42% say it is an immediate family member. 58% of people think the government is not doing enough to reduce alcohol consumption, while 19% think the government is doing enough. 78% believe that the government has responsibility to implement public health measures to address high levels of alcohol consumption. See, it will never happen. It will never happen, people, because government gets billions and trillions, and they probably get money from these big companies, alcohol selling, making companies, to push the laws. So alcohol and your health. In about 2012, about 3.3 million deaths, or 5.9% of all global deaths, were attributed to alcohol consumption. And let me remind you, as today, coronavirus update, we have 840,000 people died with COVID-19, not from COVID-19, with COVID-19. And the world economy is shut down. Everybody stay at home. You cannot leave home. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. But when in 2012, 3.3 million died from the alcohol consumption, it was normal. It is normal. And actually, I can tell you, there is counter how many people died from the alcohol-related issues. Where is that? Come on. Anyway. Meter. Yeah, it's there. Environment, food, energy, health. 1,640,000 deaths caused by alcohol this year. This year, 703,409 suicides this year happened. And from the COVID-19, how many? 800,000 people died in all world with COVID-19. Not to mention that this year 27,900,000 abortions was made this year. Again, saving lives. During 4 months of the COVID-19 lockdown in Ireland, there was how many? how many abortions performed? 7,000. 7,000 abortions performed. Saving lives, I'm sure. So, alcohol is a factor in one third of all drownings in Ireland. Alcohol is a factor of 1 in 4 traumatic brain injuries. Alcohol is a factor in 80% of cases of patients admitted to neurosurgery units following an assault. 80% of all neurosurgery patients is alcohol-related assault. Alcohol-related admissions to acute hospitals doubled between 1995 and 2008. Alcohol-related deaths also increased during the same period from 3.8 deaths per 100,000 to 7.1 deaths per 100,000. And COVID-19 deaths is in Ireland. I'm gonna tell you very in a few seconds by country, COVID my country. Come on. Where are all these tables? So slow. Why is internet so slow? You by country. Ireland. Ireland. 1,777 total deaths from COVID with COVID-19 or from COVID-19. Nobody knows. 359 deaths per 1 million population. So per 100,000, how many deaths? 35 deaths. I guess it's 35 deaths per 100,000 population, if I'm not mistaken. I have to calculate my calculator because that's very important information. 359,000. 1 million. 1 million. 1 million divided 10,000 will be 100. 100. So anyway, I think number is 30, nearly 36 people per 100,000 people died. And from alcohol, 7 deaths per 100,000. So how many percent of the people dying from alcohol-related issues? It's like 25% of people dying from alcohol. Every fourth person dying from alcohol-related issues. Over 14,000 people were admitted to the liver unit in St. Vincent Hospital for the treatment of alcohol dependence in 2011. That was 9 years ago. And how many patients now admitted this year, last year? An estimated 160. There's a report in June 2016 says that An estimate 167,170 people suffered an alcohol-related assault only in 2016. Alcohol and cancer. 900 people are diagnosed with alcohol-related cancers, and around 500 people die from those diseases every year. Remind you, from COVID-19, 1,777 people died, and from alcohol-related cancers, 500 people dying every year. You still can buy alcohol, no problem, because government want your money before you die from the cancer. That's what it is. Consumption, just one standard drink per day is associated with 9% increase in the risk of developing breast cancer compared to non-drinkers, while consuming 3 to 6 standard drinks per day increases the risk of breast cancer to 41%. And three standard drinks, it's like 250 milligrams of wine. 40 grams of vodka, 40% of vodka is like something like two standard drinks. So if you drink 2 shots of vodka, you have increased breast cancer and 41%. The cancer risk from alcohol are the same regardless of the type of alcoholic beverage consumed, example, wine, beer, or spirit. It has been established that ethanol and not any other ingredients in alcoholic beverages is the ingredient that mainly causes cancer, with acetaldehyde, a toxic chemical produced when our bodies break down alcohol, likely to be the most important biological carcinogen. In Ireland, the proportion of alcohol-related deaths from cancer is higher than European Union, the European average, at 20% versus 17%, and 48.8% for women. So more women dying from alcohol-related cancers than men. Again, there was a few weeks ago, last week or when, I saw on my Facebook wall, on my Facebook feed, that on my Facebook feed that Centra shop making offer, buy 3 bottles of wine, each €8, and save something like, I don't know, €10 or whatever. And how many comments was under that post? 500 comments. Everybody so happy. Oh, Emma, Shona, look. Oh, that's what you talking. Oh, life is beautiful. That's it. Oh, let's buy wine. And someone put the picture with the box of that cheap wine for €8, like, I don't know, 12 bottles. How much? 12 and 8 will be €96 for that cancerogen, carcinogenic. Okay. Oh my God. But cancer is no problem. Even though so many evidence that so many people dying, wow, go to shop, you know, buy alcohol. In 2010, alcohol attributable cancer caused 347,400 deaths worldwide, 91,500 deaths among women, and 245,900 deaths among men. However, deaths from alcohol related cancers are most common in Europe, which is the heaviest drinking region in the world. The main causes of alcohol related death in European men are cirrhosis, 26%, unintentional injury, 23%, and the cancer, 17%. In European women, the main causes of alcohol related death are cirrhosis, 47%, and cancer, 41%, with breast cancer alone accounting for 21%, with 41% of cancer, with breast cancer alone accounting for 21%. And people taking this shit into their mouth. And government could not care less if people dying because the price they get for not buying alcohol because people destroying their brain cells and not question government if you about anything. If you talk with the people, there is like parents now sending children to school and says, "How you feeling about that? Your child gonna wear a mask all day?" Well, I know that nonsense, but what I can do? What you can do? Some parents going to school and says to teacher, "My child does not wear a mask because my child has a right to choose not to wear a mask." And other people, what I can do? I'm only little people. Let's buy some wine. Oh, there's an offer. Smirnov, 20 euro. Let's buy some self-intoxicate after work. That's it. That's my reward to get drunk, and I have no problem. Oh, so good. Get to drink. Oh, relax. Oh, boost in the head. That's it. You can go watch TV. Oh, yeah. And what about my children? Oh, they are fine. Let them breathe them this own gases. Among Irish men, the majority, 63% of alcohol-related cancer deaths were in the upper aerodigestive tract, while among Irish women, 4 in 10, 40.9% alcohol-related cancer deaths were due to breast cancer. Again, breast cancer, very high risk of the breast cancer when women consuming alcohol. Like at work one time, I was watching advertising on TV. Some guy was, that daytime TV when they advertising all sorts of the charity of the charities begging for money. Oh, in Africa, people starving without water and starving and want to eat and blah blah blah. And there was one advertising, some guy was smoking. He said, "I'm smoking for 40 years and now I have a cancer. Please donate to cancer charity." And I was, after third time watching this, I told to myself loud, I says, "What the fuck? This man was smoking 40 years and he get lung cancer. What the fuck he more expensive expected that?" And one guy was sitting on, on the table. "Shut the fuck off! My wife has a cancer. She never smoked." I said, "What cancer? She has a lung cancer." He said, "She has a breast cancer." And I thought maybe I should ask him, maybe Maybe your wife not consumed alcohol, never in her life, which is highly unlikely. But I shut my mouth because that would be, fight. That's how people think. Alcohol is a fun. Oh, I know one guy. I used to work with him. He was like young guy, 20 something, 20, 22 maybe. And we was talking about this alcohol drinking weekend, and he was like, what age did you start drinking? I said, maybe 16 or 17. And he looked at me like, I start drinking at the age of 12 and was so proud. I started drinking with the age of 12. We used to go with my parents to the pub and I was drinking pints with them. 12-year old. Imagine how brain was damaged. Not surprised. And you remember there was a pint baby 2 years ago. Everybody, there was a picture of the child. This picture was taken. Mother was drinking Guinness in the cup, and her young baby was sitting on her lap. And this child reaches the glass, and he drank a Guinness. And newspaper wrote article about this. Look, fine baby. Everybody's so happy. Oh, look, even Guinness good for the children. Oh yeah. And after 25 years, this child still living with his mom. Of course, it's not affecting this child brains. Not at all. He just loved his mom so much. Alcoholic beverages are also generally high in calories and can lead to weight gain. Being overweight or obese increases the most increases the risk of many types of cancer. And what we have in Ireland, we have like 67% of men is overweight or obese. Every every third child is obese something, even though they're not starting to consume alcohol yet. Just wait till they will reach teenage years and start drinking alcohol. What's gonna be like? Ooh, I don't know. Alcohol and pregnancy. Alcohol passes from mother's blood into baby blood via placenta and can damage your baby developing brain and body. Drinking can cause brain damage and other birth defects. I don't know, maybe that's why so many babies in Ireland with defects. The more you drink, the greater the risk to your baby. The only way to completely avoid conditions like fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, FASD, and fetal alcohol syndrome is by choosing an alcohol-free pregnancy. Drinking alcohol during pregnancy causes fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, including fetal alcohol syndrome. Fetal alcohol syndrome disorder causes problems with baby body, brain, behavior, and can cause problems throughout the person's life, such as hyperactivity and poor attention, learning difficulties and lower IQ, difficulty controlling behavior, difficulty getting along with other people. In other words, being being how do you call this, autist, autism, being smaller than expected, problems with eating and sleeping, problems with eating and sleeping. How many children have problems with eating? Emotional and mental health problems. FAS, FAS, fetal alcohol syndrome, is more serious and can happen when you drink heavily during your pregnancy. In addition to all signs of AFVSD listed above, your baby may be smaller than normal or underweight, have damage to their brain and spinal cord, have abnormal small head or eyes, abnormally shaped ears or facial features, have problems with their heart and body organs. If you are planning to become pregnant, giving up alcohol while you are trying to conceive, get pregnant, is where, as well as during the pregnancy, will avoid any possible risk to your baby. But what does not says that it doesn't matter even if you drink alcohol when you are 15 and you get pregnant at 25, that alcohol you consume at 15 will can affect your baby because when women born they they have all their eggs already formed. So alcohol, what is alcohol is a solvent, and alcohol solves fat. So every human cell is covered with the fat, and when you consume alcohol, it enters your body, start damaging all sorts of body parts, inclusive woman eggs. And when 10 years later she gets pregnant and her damaged egg, is fertilized, and probably this man semen is damaged because alcohol or smoking, not to mention all that food additives. That's why in last 30 or so years in European men, sperm count is reduced by double. If you so alcohol and offending behavior, 42% said they had gone out of their way to avoid drunk people in places where drinkers are common. Anyway, I'm tired now talking. 48 minutes. Somebody watching? One person watching live stream. So, resume is alcohol, government saving lives, but not those who fall into alcoholism, because those who fall in alcoholism gives all money to the government, not all money, half of the money, majority of them half money. Like if bottle of vodka costs 25 euro, I guess this all taxes, excess duties and stuff, VAT, it's maybe 60%. It's like 40, 12. Let's say 14 euro of that money goes to tax from each bottle. From beer bottle, 1 euro 20 goes to tax. For the government, it's very handy. Buy alcohol, give away your money, ruin your health, and die. No man, no problem. So thanks for watching. Please comment down below. End stream now. See you. Bye bye.